Tapping in.
Are we live?
Gunna.
Yes, sir.
Drip season 4 ever.
Miles, I don't think you are P.
You don't think I'm P?
I do not think you're P. I've asked around, and Miles is not P.
Well, I guess as long as I'm still with the people, I'm the people for sure. I'll just the P. I don't know what that part is, but I'm for sure with the people. So if the people's P, I'm P too.
I'm P too. You're P squared.
I'm P, yeah, for sure. Whatever.
Do you remember P squared? I think P squared was the name of like this African music group back in the day. P squared. But like there were like 3-4 African songs that played continuously from like 2003 to like 2008. It was African Queen. African Queen rang everywhere, dig.
I'm here for the history lesson.
And P squared did another one at the time. This is before obviously the Afrobeats takeover, man. But yeah, Miles, you're P squared.
Well, I didn't come up with P squared. I came up with Master P, Pleasure P, and you know what I'm saying, T-Pain.
my last P entry is T-Pain. Hey man, let's get into this Gunna review.
Yo, this is mad decent, yo. This is mad decent. If we can like give a little bit of background on Gunna, to me, I was introduced to Gunna like very, very close to the time I was introduced to Lil Baby, and it was kind of introduced to me that like Young Thug had found or co-signed these two upcoming artists, Lil Baby and Gunna, and that was the future of Slime. That was going to carry forward the particular sound that Thug and Future kind of have dominated in the game, right?
Yes. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Gunna or Dirk?
Or Dirk?
Who's ahead of the race?
Dirk. Get out of here.
All right. Yeah, DS forever. We're gonna, bro. I'm gonna be real, right? And I'm a Gunna fan. When I heard this, I ran the album, and I was like, nah, I'm really not feeling it, right? All the tracks that I went to, Push and P, like everything, like it bopped, but I wasn't feeling it at all. Then I texted the group chat. I hit the homies. Go, yo, say, is this Gunna album trash? Question mark? Or am I tripping? Yamawami. Brother calls me. He says, bro, you tripping. What? Let me try it again. I tried it again. Ran it through the AirPods. Couldn't catch a wave. Hit up Chilla. Say, Chilla, I'm trying this Gunna album, bro. Am I tripping? He goes, bro, you tripping? He says, Pushing P is a hit. You just don't know it yet. I said, I ran it back again. Still didn't hit. Then I started to talk a whole bunch of smack on the group chat. This album is trash. This album is trash. This album is trash.
No.
Whoa. And since I've sent that message, every song that has been played out loud, not in my earphones, has been a song I've thoroughly enjoyed, man. And I think that speaks to the mindset you need to be in to enjoy Gunna's music.
Which is what?
Faded.
Faded?
Gunna is best taken faded, bro.
All right. Well, I would argue that a lot of music that sounds good sober is still best taken faded. Let's dig deeper.
That was something I heard someone say. They say, think back on all your favorite moments listening to Gunna music, and I bet you it was like a vibe that you were in, right? And it was like, yeah, it's music that's best enjoyed in a vibe setting, and that's where it bounces and rings off most, not in your headphones studying for exams.
Well, I would say that even studying for exams is the bigger part of it than even like the headphones. Because I haven't, you're the AirPods guy, but I've heard the way that I've heard you rant and rave about AirPods has given me the impression that some albums have been enjoyed thoroughly through those. You know what I mean? That they can slap if they need to slap, right?
Mm.
So, but to your point, yeah, like some music is certainly not study music. This certainly I wouldn't put in the category of study music at all. But it's interesting, like that you said a mindset, because it could be different if you finish studying and you were feeling good and then you put it on, right?
Which is exactly what I did. And oh
Really?
boy, and oh boy, and I
Really?
just stopped playing since.
But no, that's what I'm saying. Like when like it's different. If you put it on and then commit yourself to a task and let it run in the background, that's one thing. But then if it's like, boom, I just finished, I'm about to hit the dough, get myself something to eat, I'm feeling good. That's a different vibe, right? And I think there's something to be said. And man, rest in peace to Dolph, man. But this is what we said kind of about Dolph was there's an important pocket of music that I go to when I need my brain to be able to shut off, right?
Mm.
When I need to be able to not think about the message or how it aligns with my thoughts, or when I just want something to slap, those artists are important too. And Gunna is firmly within that category, right?
Yeah, definitely in that category. And I think if you're listening to this in the wrong setting, I could see how somebody listening to it in a different setting will be able to say like, nah, this album is mid. It doesn't slap as much. A lot of the arguments is that this album is not particularly better than Gunna's last offering, which was Wanna. Wanna was, Addy was on there, Skybox was on there, a whole bunch of hits on it. But then, nevertheless, maybe this is music to grow to. But it's cool to see. It's cool to see Gunna still be able to encapsulate the vibe as much as he does. I mean, we're talking tracks like "I Don't Know That Bitch" with G Herbo. I mean, like that's a certified banger. You know what I mean? And if I'm getting into some of my favorites off of the album, we're talking Pushin' P, of course, Poochie Gown, that 25K jacket that definitely does the business as well. All in all, man, there's maybe if I had to compare it to Wanna, I'd say it doesn't stand up. For me, the best Gunna album is Drip or Drown 2. But nevertheless, man, there's a lot of music on here that one can enjoy, throw into the background. When he's around some ladies.
Hey man, I feel you. I feel you. This is I dug this project actually. I thought I've looked to Gunna as like when Gunna first came out, I was like, oh man, like I see Lil Baby, that's cool. And this was kind of before like they differentiated themselves in the way that they have now. But I was like, I see Lil Baby, that's cool. But I'm more interested in what if Gunna decides to push his music artistically, that could go to some really interesting places. And it actually hasn't. I actually since then I really haven't been as impressed as I expected to be with Gunna's efforts. Until yeah, Dripper Done 2 is decent. I dug Wanna. I really thought he hit the mark he was going for with Wanna. And this feels polished to me. This feels like somebody who has spent a few years in the game around the Lil Babies, has seen, Fabio Foreign and Pop Smoke and that sound, has seen the Tekashis, has seen Bobby Shmurda, has seen all of the guys that have been able to put together records that really take off, and has been able to incorporate that sound and the modern sound and adjust to it in a way that keeps him in the conversation, right? Even if there are things that I feel like the other guys are more unique, other guys have created, something that I feel like has a bigger draw, to be in a conversation with some of the hottest artists and to be able to make their elevate their music, still be a in-demand feature, still be able to compete with other artists like Future, Drake, Young Thug on tracks. I think is incredible, and I think he's performing at to the best of his ability. And I think that means the maximum longevity for the type of music he makes. So good for him, man. He said this is the end of the slime or the drip series. So I'm interested. I hope that means maybe in a different direction artistically. Be interesting to see what comes next. This is a solid 3 out of 5 for me. There are certainly songs from this album that I'll go back and put next to all the slaps from the biggest albums of last year and what comes next this year. As a body of work, it's not super impressive, but there's some entertainment there if you like hip hop that slaps. 3.5 mics, Gunna, drip season forever.
If you're saying that there's room for him to be more creative and you wanted to see him be more creative, what are we asking from these artists, right? Like, what more creativity can Gunna put into his work that would convince you of the type of growth that you expected from him?
So what I was saying is that when he first came out, I thought that his style had a lot of potential if he leaned into being creative artistically, right? In the same way that we've seen Thug do like albums that aren't afraid to take a more melancholy or mellow sound and just drench it in sauce, right? I always thought it would be interesting to see Gunna pick beats that couldn't easily have Baby or Dirk or the other his expected peers on them. And he has done that to some extent, to a decent extent in a lot of his albums. It just hasn't produced the effect that I initially thought. So I'm not criticizing him for not being creative enough or not trying things. I actually think he has gone away from that or has done that. And this is him kind of coming back to what works and what's polished and what he does well. So I'm not criticizing it. I'm just saying that my initial projection of him being able to further the sound that I think Thug gives us glimpses of might have been wrong. But I think he's still bodying it for what he is.
When people say that, it almost makes you frustrated that Future isn't as appreciated as he is, as he's supposed to be, right? Because like what you're explaining is like the Hendrix album with Future, right? Where it was literally like just gang love songs. Straight up and down, like obviously in a very futuresque way, but definitely taking a step back from the evil that he put out the year before that, or even bouncing off of What a Time to Be Alive. You know what I'm saying? So just off of what Future does is exactly what we want our almost there artists to do, but no one almost wants to give that type of nod, you know. But that's the dilemma: is do you continue to go this route where you're putting out the bangers and putting out exactly what the people want to hear and keep climbing up that way, or do you do dope things that your niche and only your core audience is going to appreciate, and then have everybody else jack that swag and you are left unappreciated?
But it's interesting, right? And Future's a great person to bring into this conversation because Future is actually, I feel like, the reason that Gunna, I had kind of hoped would do a little bit more to differentiate himself on the creative side. Because when you're making a very particular type of music and there's somebody that the industry can point to above you, like a Future, that's more of the, whatever you want to say, the godfather of this sound or the originator of this sound that's still active, you have to do a lot, right? If you really want to etch out a legacy for yourself, especially if that person is as active as Future still is, right? So I'm giving Future that Future looks his best when he's compared to his sons, right? Future looks best in the conversation when you're comparing him to the other people that do a similar thing to what Future does.
Great.
And so I want to give him those flowers. But when you talk about the people that are under him, yeah, what are you going to do that sets yourself apart from Future and Thug and the other artists that people are going to always lump you in with?
Who's that number 3?
Baby. Travis Scott.
Ooh, Travis Scott. I'll take Travis Scott over Baby.
Yeah. Baby's doing a little bit more of a pure rap thing, even though he's making hits with the guys that do a little bit more of the saturated auto-tune production. He's Baby is really rapping.
Amen. And 3.5 mics out of this Baby review. Please don't forget, whatever it is that you want us to review, whatever it is that you want us to check out, you let us know. We love to see the conversations going on in the comment section of the YouTube videos. We're rocking with y'all. We appreciate the support. We appreciate the love. Also going on to our SoundCloud Familia. Be sure to be able to get them comments going, engage in those playlists. Yo, we giving you playlists to be able to impress your woman with. We giving you playlists to be able to throw on in the back and be able to get jiggy and host a party. You want underground hip hop? What you want? What you want? Underground? You want Afro beats? You want new school? You want eclectic? Well, we got that.
I can't even front. Y'all need to tune in to the playlist, yo. Matter of fact, y'all, I ain't even got to say too much. Put one of them on. That's
Right
it.
now?
You know what I'm saying? No, yeah, to the audience, yeah, everybody.
Oh, yeah,
no,
yeah,
not
yeah.
you
No,
right
right
now.
Stop the show. The show's done.
Not
Go.
you.
The show is
I'm telling
done.
everybody else, yo. Everybody else, man. Everybody else out there. As soon as you tune out of this, go jump to the SoundCloud, find one of them playlists, put that on. It will speak for itself. We are curating the vibes. We are curating the content for your creating, and we do that because we know.
We know.
We are aware that you could be anywhere in the world. We are grateful that you are anywhere and everywhere in the world, man. Our audience is amazing. But y'all are tuned into us, and we appreciate that so much.